Welcome to the Dusable Museum of African American History on Chicago's South Side. My name is Carol Adams, and I'm the president and CEO. The Dusable Museum of African American History was founded in 1961 by a group led by Dr. Margaret Burroughs, an educator, an artist, and a poet. She pulled together some of her friends who were very interested in the history and the cultural contributions of black people to the establishment of the United States. She also was a woman who had traveled extensively to Africa, bringing back artifacts and information, and people would gather in her home to find out about her travels. As a result, our museum really started in the basement of the home of Dr. Burroughs. And since then, we've grown by leaps and bounds to the point where now we really are the largest, the oldest, longest running museum of African American history in the country. The Dusable Museum has both permanent and temporary exhibits. Our three major permanent exhibitions are Red, White, Blue, and Black in America, and it's about the contributions of blacks in the military. A Slow Walk to Greatness, which is about Harold Washington, of course, the famous mayor of the city of Chicago. It chronicles his election and his administration. And thirdly, Africa Speaks, which really speaks to the origins of African Americans, where we're from, what are the kinds of things we've brought to this country, and has a number of cultural artifacts that depict our coming to America. Chicago has a number of famous black historical moments. A lot of them are associated with politics. The election of Senator Carol Moseley Brown, the election of Senator Barack Obama, the election of Mayor Harold Washington, of course that magical night at Grant Park when Barack Obama became the President of the United States of America. But for me, the seminal moment in black history in Chicago was the founding of the city itself by Jean-Point Baptiste Dusable, that pioneering Haitian who settled here in Chicago, established the first businesses and the first community right at the mouth of the Chicago River. Then Barack Obama, as the President of the United States, our museum is just a couple of short blocks from his home. And in fact, during the warmer months, we sponsor bike tours where people can ride through the community, see important architectural monuments, and ride by President Obama's home. Chicagoans consider ourselves at the epicenter of black history in America. We are a city that has a large African American population with the Southside Community Arts Center. It'll be 60 years old this year, and it's one of the art projects that came out of the WPA. Our founder, Dr. Margaret Burroughs, was a co-founder of it, and it was opened some 60 years ago with Eleanor Roosevelt cutting the ribbon, and it was the home to many of your famous black artists and scholars like Archibald Motley, Richard Hunt, Charles White, Gwendolyn Brooks. It's a really exciting place. We were also a black business mecca, so we are home to Johnson Publishing Company, among other important businesses. The Dusable Museum, of course, celebrates Black History Month every month, Black History Day, every day, 365 days a year. So we think people should always come to our institution. But in February, we have a special thrust of rededication and recommitment to really understanding the true history of our country and our world. Again, black history is world history. It's American history. We think it's a time for people to come together and really celebrate the contributions of black people to the making of this country. Right now, our temporary exhibits, the two primary ones that we have for Black History Month, are Let Your Motto Be Resistance, which really, again, chronicles our resistance movements in this country and deals with the civil rights era, and For All the World to See, which is a collection of newspaper articles and posters and artifacts that stem from the 50s onward. And the title of that exhibit comes from the Emmett Till experience, where he was lynched in Mississippi. His mother brought the body back to Chicago, and she put it on display so that all the world could see what happened to her son, and it really incentivized, sparked, and catalyzed our modern civil rights movement. We believe that black history is American history. It's world history. That if you really want to know history, you can't leave us out.